Perfect. I waited till 8:10. I'm going to start. I don't know where the people are. These are the people that the creator has intended. And so I'm Niamo, and I'm with the HealMobile. I have a website, thehealmobile.com. And the first thing I wanted to share was a look at, oh my goodness, where is that screen? Oh, I got to find it. I just wanted us to look a little bit closely at what's going on out here with our brain and who's using up our brain space. And it's the media. It's the media that's using up our brain space. And, you know, it's like we could all be in this space of deep prayer because of how it is that, you know, the media is compromising ourselves. We cannot even, I don't know, can you all see my screen at all?
Yeah.
You can?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was trying to make a big...
it actually became bigger.
Yeah, I'm trying to not be so much... I'm trying to show you a photograph of President Obama in a state of like resignation. And that's where people are right now because there's just so much going on, and it's total manipulation by the media, the televisions, the newspapers, the screens, the gadgets. We are assaulted, inundated, deluged by constant bombardment of information about this new presidency. Before the presidency occurred, you know, it was the problem of might it occur. Now that it's occurred, it's again just filling up people's every waking second, even people who say they're committed to health. And that's an issue that's really sad because it's draining us. And we don't want to use our energy that way. That is not healthy for us to do. Okay. And from the top, from Obama all the way down to, you know, the person who's asking for money when you drive by in the car, you know, everybody is feeling the effects of this electromagnetic social malaise. And it's time for the light workers, the healers among us, those who have been exposed to essential oils, to actually step up to the plate and think about doing something about it. Think about what ways we have to do something about it. And I came up with a 4-letter word. And that word is foci. F-O-C-I. It's really about us focusing and not being distracted by the oppression that would be upon us if we allow ourselves to get bent out of shape by all the bad news. It's going to continue. It may get worse. There may be natural disasters added on top of it.
It's going to get worse.
You see, and it's like, what do we do? Well, it's about our focus. So let me begin by saying that welcome. I'm glad to see you both here, and I pray that you know, there's a listening in the space because it is being recorded. There's a listening in the world for this message, and whoever it gets to, I'm happy for that. Okay. I wanted to share a little bit about who I am. And so I'm going to do that in this moment. And let's see. Every time I want to go to a picture, it always gives me, oh goodness, it gives me everything else but what I'm sharing. Okay, there I am. I'm a Harlemite. I was born in Harlem. That's not true. I grew up in Harlem. I grew up in Brooklyn. I grew up in Queens. I was really born in Queens. But this is Lenox Avenue. This is back in the day. It must have been Easter or something. I don't know. But I love this picture of myself because it's like, oh, what a happy child. And so that's where I just realized, I'm 63 years old. I just realized in the past year or two that I was a Harlemite. I spent a lot of time at my grandmother's place on Lenox Avenue on 121st Street. Okay, so that's really like part of who I am. Another part of who I am is Angela Davis activists. This is a picture of me in college with my girls, with my fro, you know, and I graduated in 1974. And so it was a period of, you know, identify Black. Today, we have Black Lives Matter. So, you know, it's been, I don't have pictures of my 20s, but it's in 1919, all I know was the quarter century mark. At 25, I read a book, a spiritual book, a scripture that said, oh, I believe in this scripture, okay? And so that was a turning point in my life and my awareness, which really set me on the road to greater light. I grew up as an Episcopalian, but then I read the Quran and I got enamored of what I understood Islam to be. I really liked the Quran, okay? And then at 32, I got married in there. Like 32, I separated from the Sunni and the Shia and all kind of stuff like that towards serving God only. I don't care what name you call it. To me, everybody has their own form of submission to the Creator. And that's really what the religions are about. They're about naming the spiritual path and trying to codify it in a way that people can understand and follow. But it's not necessary to do that. And those of us who have gone that route, it is wonderful because we have actually been through a purification process going that route. So that brings me kind of fast forward. I worked as an editor, magazine editor. I worked for nonprofits. I always had a health program. I always had a health product. I was with Amway, Shackley, Multipure, the one that had to do with purifying the water. There was another one that you put drops in the water that would purify the water. Sunrider. I was in all kinds of network marketing programs. Okay. And then when I was introduced to the oils of African medicine woman, I learned more and more about essential oils because I did not experience menopause. I looked around and everybody was talking about how they were sweating and they was hollering and couldn't sleep and all kind of stuff. I said, what are y'all talking about? I was using the oils and I didn't have that problem. So then I went through a divorce and I didn't have any issue around that. It was like ease and flow, just move on. And so, and then I was working at City College and my knees were like up and down those steps at City College. You will both know how those are. And so using the essential oils was very, very supportive to my joint health. Okay. So fast forward. Now I've retired. I've taken care of my mother for 4 years. She passed away last year. My father passed away the year before that. So now I'm fully responsible. I was an orphan for a year or two. Now I'm like, this is it. There's no dress rehearsal, folks. No dress rehearsal for this. This is it. So I'm serious about these essential oils and what they can do. And I'm serious about our conversation of who we're being in the world. And I know that for it to change, we have to shift. Those of us who use the oils have to shift. Those of us who are adamant about our contribution and what it is we're here to do, who have found our purpose, we have to do the work and continue with it and not be, not fall back because things look a certain way out there. Because that's all it is. That's what we learn in metaphysics, right? It's a lot of illusion. A lot of illusion. All the pictures I showed you, they're just illusions from the past, right? And so where I wanted to go today was to look at whether or not this really is an oppression concept that we're living in here. Or is it in fact just a distraction, mere distraction, that we can overcome with the right mindset, the right spiritual orientation, focus. So since it's us having this conversation, I can ask y'all, what does it look like to you? Do you have any feedback about what we've been experiencing as it relates to this candidacy, this presidency, the climate, all of a sudden people acting out their KKKism? and people telling stories about, oh my goodness, the people treated me so badly all of a sudden. I'm still getting people opening the doors for me, waiting for me to come. I said, maybe it's the white hair. I don't know. They're still treating me very nice. Is it me, or is it, are we carrying stuff? Ben, what do you think?
I don't know. I really think it's all about how you carry yourself. I really do. Because I really haven't seen any abrupt changes. I believe life is the prime property of mathematics. The way you feed into an environment, you will mirror, the energy will be mirrored back. P prime, R prime, S prime. If you're into mathematics, you understand my analogy. That's exactly what it is. If you come across as being whatever, then you'll get treatment the same way.
Okay.
So it's similar to what you just said. People will still respect you. You really haven't seen any abrupt changes. It's all about how you carry yourself. I really do. And you attested that.
Because when you have a high frequency or a high energetic vibration, that's really where you're resonating at. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. The old chemistry saying, like dissolves like, or like attracts like. In this case, the energy like attracts like. High energy attracts or resonates high energy.
Yes. So this is really good. How about you, Frank? Any thoughts?
Well, I like what you said, about how about our purpose and not straying away and whatnot. I agree with that, and I commend your attitude towards it all. You have a good attitude towards it and whatnot. And as far as what's going on with the presidency, I feel that this is just a tool that they use to divide people, because I think that the president that was least favorable to win and had the less popular vote won.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of strange to me, and I feel that he was, I feel that he was probably put there because they knew that he was going to cause this division, and then that's what they want.
Yes, that's a good point. That's a great point. When things happen like this, oftentimes what's occurring is people want there to be mayhem.
Yeah, exactly.
Disruption and confusion is.
That's how they get their power.
That's what?
That's how they get their power.
Mm-hmm. And so what I'm advocating is not feeding into it.
Exactly. I agree with you.
Yeah. So Ben, can you put yourself on, matter of fact, I can put yourself on mute. You don't have to do anything. Just remember that if you want to speak again, you have to unmute yourself, or I might have to. Anyway, this is good. This is really, really good, because it brings us around, kind of up to the present, where like the past, way back in the past, there was a certain way of treating people who were unlike the people who had the most power, who had the most firepower, basically. And so it began in the enslavement process, and then through immigration and different groups clashing around immigration. There was a time in Maryland where they passed a law, I think it was I can't remember what it was, 1840 something, no, 16 something. It was really a long time ago. And before that time, everybody was the same. Then they passed laws that meant that Black people would be always consigned the role of slaves. People, people with dark skin were always consigned that role. And of course, the colorism existed from that. But fast forward to where we are now, a lot of us have adopted, which is what the subject of the first webinar was. We adopted the behaviors and the aspirations, the goals and the lifestyles of the former slave master and the generations that came after him. And so we're not used to looking at things like that, but that was called the post-traumatic slave syndrome, that we would adopt behaviors, or that we would continue behaviors that reflected enslavement in response to what was going on out there, as reflected by institutionalized racism and discriminatory practices like sitting in the back of the bus and having separate water fountains and things like that. But now we're in this position where it flipped. Affirmative action was created, and then it flipped completely. And the people who were really gaining from affirmative action were American white women, not Black people, or not people of color, brown people, immigrants, and people who spoke Spanish. But so we're still trying to look at how the past has affected the present, but we can also let it all go. We can also do that. We can let it all go. We don't have to stay stuck in it. And one of our intentions in the second webinar was, I am peaceful and powerful no matter what. That's what we said. Because the election had just happened, and we just, or matter of fact, I can't remember if it was just before or just after, but our collective intention was, I am peaceful, we are peaceful and powerful no matter what. And then we looked at what kind of feelings came up because of that. And we use the aroma freedom technique, which allows us to have an intention, give it a rating, and then use the oils to actually explore what comes up for us as regards our intention. And I can do that with us tonight, but Ben would have to be finished eating. But it's okay. We'll do it another time. We'll do it maybe later. What I also wanted to speak with you about, so the subject in this moment is awakening the giant within us. The giant within us is that single-minded focus. Okay? Now, most people think of focus as one thing. But actually, it's a four-letter word, as I said before, it's foci. Why? Many focuses. And why? Because we are consummate natural creatures, like other creatures on the earth, as well as the natural world. They have uncountable levels of action, interaction, reaction. There's all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of systems in operation in this organism. This organism that looks like you, Frank, or you, Ben, or me, Niamo, really is a conglomeration of uncountable organisms and systems that are operating at top proficiency. And it got its start in a womb. And from the womb, it took whatever the mother had. If she had drugs going in her, it took the drugs. If she had food that was good, it took the green food. That embryo, that zygote that started as a cell and a sperm, and the sperm fertilized the cell. the mother's egg, and it became a person. But it took from everything. It took from everything. And I'm making the point that we are awesome, spectacular, galaxy-like individuals, each one of us. And we have many things to offer. And sometimes it comes to light, oh, this one thing I'm good at. And I'll offer this. And this will be my thing. And that is the kind of thinking that people associate with focus. However, some of us are extremely present to our rhythm. We're present to vibration. We're present to our high frequency. We're present to the fact that we vibrate. Because we're present to these things, our creativity occurs on more than one level. And our awareness of same is something that we have to use. We can't ignore the fact that we may be good in art and good in writing and good on an instrument and good at math, good at managing people, good at sales, good at teaching, whatever it might be. So that's why I said the 4-letter word is foci, and the concept is focus, and whether or not this oppressive media animal, elephant, media sphere has taken up just too much time, taken up too much of our time, and stolen from us the gift of creativity to create and manifest something much, much, much better that would suit us as individuals, as well as families, as well as communities. And it's like, people want to know, how do we change the conversation in the media of who we are? How do we do that? My assertion is just being with who we are is a place to start. I was on a phone call last week, and it was all about whether I would be able to work the whole next year to be a part of a body called a facilitator body in the International Black Summit. And I'm mulling it over. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think I can come to all these meetings, all these calls. I already work on teams and stuff like that. And then one of the founding elder facilitators said, it's about your alignment. Are you aligned? Are you present to the alignment that you are a facilitator 100%? In this conversation of the International Black Summit? And I was like, oh, putting it that way, maybe I'm not. I'm not, because I knew the things that I wanted to do that bumped up against doing that in the way that she laid it out. I'm a facilitator in my heart. I can do that work, I am a facilitator at heart. And it looks another way when you're interacting with people, when you're interacting with other facilitators, when there's work to get done, when there's doing behind the being. So in our lives, that is expressed everywhere. That we're not only saying what we're about, we're being it, and therefore some stuff gets left alone. We can't operate with that. We can't be with that right now. And so our focus gets sharper, and we're able to do the 2 or the 5 or the 3 or the one thing that occupies us, that's creative, that has us manifesting our dreams. And that's how we know that we're on point, because the dreams, the intentions begin to unfold before us very easily. And the creator in that book I was talking about before says, in the blink of an eye, things can happen. It's very empowering to believe that. Very empowering. In the blink of an eye, some things can happen. Other things may take a while. There may be a lot of stretching and difficulty and what I call push principle. in some things. They're just hard to come by and come through and get to completion. And that's a whole nother emphasis that I want to talk about a little bit later. So in this moment, I'm just saying that for me, what I've distinguished for myself is that this media sphere activity, this media sphere onslaught, this assault on my senses is no good. Doesn't help me. There was a while there, every time on Facebook, Trump's face would come up. I would just, you know, hide that post because I was tired of seeing it. I'm like, why do you all keep promoting this stuff? I don't want to see that. Not that I'm denying it. I'm an activist. I can't deny it. I'm going to work on some level to advance the cause of people. However, I began to recognize that it was pulling people down, pulling their energy down. Wasn't helping their health at all. Wasn't helping my health looking at them. Be pulled down by it, okay? So on the one hand, we have these things we don't like. And then on the other hand, I have these things that I do like to do. So what I wanted to do an exercise with you guys was that I wanted us to look at how we can use the essential oils to just see if something can happen. And the way I thought about doing it was to have, on the one hand, let's say 2 or 3 things, maximum 3 things that you're really, really happy with and proud of and glad that you're doing or you're about or that you've achieved. Have those 3 things, up to 3. Then on the other hand, have that thing or those up to 3 things that get in the way, that are not a part of who you say you are, but you know they're still there. So that's the first exercise I wanted us to do. And then I wanted us to take an oil, whichever oil we wanted, put it in our hand, activate the oil, and smell into the 2 realities that we're experiencing. What we've done and know we've done well, proud of, and what we know needs work, it's a challenge, it's still there in our face. And that's the first exercise I wanted us to do. We might want to take a moment to get to choose an oil to do it with. Okay? That's what I had in mind. Ben, can you join us in it?
Please.
Okay. Well, maybe you keep eating then.
Well, I have my frankincense.
What'd you say, Frank?
I have my frankincense.
You have your frankincense?
Yeah.
Do you have 3 things or so, or 3 items that you know, on the one hand that are positive, and then on the other hand are so-called a challenge?
Not 3 things. Well, as far as the good things, you know, well, I have like 2. Man, I know that I'm glad that I'm happy, you know, that I let certain things, you know, go. Like as far as substance abuse, you know, drinking and so forth. But you know, I got, you know, that I'm not doing those things anymore.
Okay. Cool. Very good.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I pretty much made my life a lot more peaceful, you know, less dramatic and whatnot.
Congratulations on that, for sure. Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very good. And what else?
As far as the bad points, already with, my tussle with one more thing that I'm trying to let go is the smoking,
Mm-hmm.
Cigarettes and whatnot, and procrastinating. It's like, procrastinating on stuff. When I think about, I have something in mind that I want to do, it's just like do it and, stop procrastinating.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, very good. So you have your frankincense in your hand?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking at what oils I would use. I have, right now I have transformation. I'm looking above. I have transformation essential oil. And then I also have, I have frankincense too.
I have my frankincense, my lavender, and the stress away.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I
So,
also have my thieves and my hearts and my RC.
okay. Which one are you inclined to use in the moment?
I was thinking frankincense.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll join you with that. Do I have 3 things? Let's see now. I have. Now, I didn't say that you had to share them, right? You don't have to share what the 3 things are, or up to 3. And, I'm proud to have continued these webinars. I'm proud to have continued my weekly meetings. I had a goal of, I had a personal goal by the end of the year that looks like I reached. I'm proud of that. Then on the other hand, something about the way I like seeds. Like sometimes I'll eat seeds and walnuts, and I don't know. Sometimes I think I might have an eating disorder. So it's like a challenge. I'm trying to figure that out. I don't even know. But I know what happens to me when I have overdone it. And it's I've seen what happens. And that's a real challenge for me.
Those are good things to eat.
Huh?
Those are good things to eat, At least you keep it healthy.
Yes, but too much of a good thing is still too much. And I'll show you what I mean by that. I will show you right now just what I mean by that. Okay. You see this? Sunflower seeds. That says sunflower seeds, right?
Right.
You see how many are in there?
Okay.
So, sometimes it's like I love nuts and seeds and other things, but sometimes it's just those kinds of things. And I'll just do too much at one time. And I love, my favorite snack is popcorn. And I know that that's a problem. There are people who have stopped it and sworn off popcorn completely. I haven't done that. So it's just about the balance for me, the challenge of eating with joy and savoring every bite. That's a challenge that I experience, and that would be in one hand for me.
Well, that's all of us, because that's all of us. One thing I learned is, about the this whole system of things. It has conditioned us to want things when we don't really need it.
That's for sure.
It's like, it's like, for a good example is like, you have, we all may tend to eat, even though we're not really hungry.
Yes.
It's just a thing about, that psychological thing about just, you know, putting something in your mouth and whatnot, you know.
It's true.
It's, you know, intaking and whatnot.
Right. It looks like maybe Ben can join us. What are you thinking about, Ben? How was your dinner?
I'm resting right now.
It looked good. Was it healthy?
A fish hoagie.
Huh?
A fish hoagie.
Oh, a fish
grinder.
Ah, fish hoagie. Oh, okay. So what we're doing now is just seeing if there's something in our lives that we can hold. If there are two things in our lives that are, you know, like disparate, like we're holding some good things and we're holding some things we need to improve on, or that we would like to be better or like to have some kind of shift around. Would you join us in that?
I'm not going to talk about that, but we all have issues that it's a challenge.
Well, you don't have to share it.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to share it as long as you know what it is. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Just if you could, I would like for you to do it with us though. So choose an oil so that you can. Hi, Valerie.
Blessings. Good evening.
Blessings. How are you?
Good. Just coming in. Sorry, I'm late.
Yeah. Well, it's a full moon in Gemini. I guess people are unfocused.
I suppose.
Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
We were just going over doing an exercise that in one hand, Val, we like, let's just say we can identify up to 3 things that we're really happy about and proud of. And it really works for us. And then on the other hand, like it could be achievements or just could be stuff that we just happened. It's good. On the other hand, it's up to 3 things that challenge us, you know, have been, you know, maybe there for a while. We've been trying to battle it or whatever. And so we were just sharing how eating and smoking might be in that hand.
Yeah.
And so that's the exercise we were getting ready to do. Okay. And the concept was put your oil in your hand. So Frank, let's just do it. Ben may do it when he's finished eating and stuff. But what we're doing is just, if you don't have any oils, I don't know if you went to your storage, Val, but if you did you get any from your son?
He didn't have any, but my friend said he has some and he would get me some.
Okay, fine. Well, for now, what we're doing is, if you don't have it in your hand, then it's okay too. But we're just going to put a drop of frankincense in our, he and I are both using, Frank and I are both using frankincense. And this is crazy. This shirt doesn't allow me to rub my hands. So, and I'm holding the 2 things that I've achieved, you know, the things I've achieved, the thing I want to achieve that I don't do so well. And just for I'll be quiet for about a minute just to see if anything comes up that I'm willing to share. And maybe Frank would be too. If you're not doing it with the oil, just think about what you are proud of, have achieved, has been good in the past recent little bit. And then on the other hand, what's been more challenging, and try to hold them both at the same time. How we doing?
Good.
Frank, anything open up?
No, nothing really. I got no thoughts as far as that.
Okay. This is a very high frequency group right here. That's what I got. I got that God is all. That's all that came to me. God is all. Which isn't surprising with frankincense. It increases your spiritual connection. I've never had it do that in that kind of very succinct way. But that's what was in my mind. That's what came to me. God is all. I strove to hold the two concepts in my hand at the same time. But the issue I had with the eating actually seemed to diminish, and my accomplishments seemed so much bigger. The issues kind of shrunk. And the word balance came up, that, you know how to balance.
That's a good thing.
So that's what we're striving to do today. Balance and focus on our gifts. So, Valerie, anything come up for you? I mean, you had your eyes closed, maybe something.
Well, yes. When you say God is all, I was focusing on that as well, because no matter what it is I'm going through, I've grown to the stage where I can really just give it to God, and it just always seems to work out, and it's a good feeling no matter what it is. I've just learned to just give it to God. And no matter what it is I'm trying to do, there's always another connection to enhance what I'm already doing. I've been doing this water every morning, the gallon of water.
Mm-hmm.
And getting on the computer and reading about drinking the water and being in the sauna. I'm getting other little connections about what I'm trying to do for my body and everything. So God just seems to make the connections all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I get connected with the right people and more information to enhance what I'm already doing. So it's a good space and place to be.
Okay.
And give it all to God.
Yes. I thought about you today when I went to the sauna and I didn't drink enough water during the day. So,
Yeah.
but it was good. It was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for that. That's a good reminder. Ben, any thoughts?
Yeah.
Just listening.
Okay. So we're just sharing our experience of these oils and what they can mean in our lives. They, once you use frankincense, it's like your soul seems to grow.
A vivid demonstration. Lindy demonstrates peppermint. It's amazing what peppermint can do. One drop, and you rub it in your hand clockwise, and you sniff it. It's amazing what it can do. And it takes about 2 minutes for the full effect of it. You rub it on your neck and everything. It's amazing. Most people think of peppermint because they have sinus issues. It's very easy to relate to. Frankincense is more of a higher level, as you know. As you said, most people, I don't know, most people can relate to a cold or sinus infection, eucalyptus, peppermint, wintergreen, pain. It's something that the average person can relate to.
That's true.
Religion, spirituality is a little bit more. I can relate to it, but a lot of people they don't really can relate to it as well. They're more comfortable. That's the opposite word. They're more comfortable with the pain, the cold, the flu, aches, that type of thing. That's all.
Well said. That's very true too. Very, very true. And this session, I'm glad you pointed that out, because I always want to get people to be on a higher vibration. And of course, frankincense.
Because, like I said, I attended a Young Living seminar, and I actually won. I won the biblical oils.
Yeah. Huh?
So I know about them. So the thing is that the average person walking down, say, New York Canal Street, or here in Delaware, Main Street, they think, I have a cold, I have an ache, I have something. So these are the oils that Linda and I can talk about, and also it also results in sales as well. Lavender, stress away. That's why. I mean,
great.
It's just the way it is. The way it is. It's a common. In other words, Linda and I look at the common denominator. We hone in on the common denominator. That's the way it is. Because essential oils are it's still a relatively new concept. So most people think of medicine as doctor type of prescription. So essential oils are more holistic, and a lot of doctors they kind of still stay away from them.
Yes.
So that's why,
Well, I'm glad you're sharing all that, because I actually thought you were in New York when you started talking about the expos before. I thought you were in New York. You're in Delaware?
Well, I'm always in New York anyway, so it doesn't matter. I'm always in New York anyway.
I got you.
Yeah.
Because Valerie's in Florida, and I just wanted to get a reading on where people were. So
exactly.
You're in those places. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm just saying. But no, I live on the train anyway, so the way it goes.
Oh, you live on the
train. Yes, I am on the East Coast. I'm on the East Coast.
Got you. Well, I like you said, we probably met at one of the fairs or something like that. And what I've been trying to do may be something that I just have to do in a different way. It could be that that's really the case, because when it comes to meeting people, they're in their pains and they're in their injuries or their dis-ease, and they're in that state where they want immediate attention, and sometimes sharing the oils with them on the spot, such as the lavender or the peppermint, certainly not sometimes. It usually.
That's what Linda and I would do. I also carry other products along with Young Living, but when it comes to oils, Linda and I, we don't really talk about the religion perspective, because most people, they go, well, we're looking to remedy their exact issue. And some people actually come to us and say, what do you have for rabies? There's an oil called Ledum, 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 okay, for rabies. So what I'm saying, so it's like, wow. I mean, I learned a lot with Linda anyway. I mean, rabies, people come to us with all kinds of ailments. They've gotten bitten by a rabbit, dog, bat, flea, etc. So that's what I'm saying. So the religion thing is okay, but it's not conducive to the expo environment. It's not conducive to the general public. Most people, they come to us for an holistic remedy.
Yes.
Not just some doctor prescribing us naproxen or niacin or Prozac,
Right.
That's why.
Yeah. So that's great that you pointed that out. I'm much more focused on spiritual coaching, and
there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, man. I'm just saying, out in the general environment,
Yes.
that's what people are looking. People come to us for that. That's all.
And I'm getting ready to ask you a question about that, because with the FDA cracking down, much of what you just said is quote unquote non-compliant. In other words, you can't tell.
According to Young Living had just came out with a release to us distributors. We are allowed to stay within the guidelines of the FDA.
Yeah.
In other words, like, I can't say this oil will guarantee you to get rid of rabies. I cannot say that.
Right.
I cannot say that. I cannot state claims. Although the Vitality line, I can say that. The new Cool Azul pain relief line, I can do that. That's FDA approved.
What's that last
The
one?
Cool Azul pain relief cream.
Yeah, the Cool Azul.
It came out this past July. So
Yeah.
there's certain products I can say this to,
Yeah.
but again, you have to be educated. One has to be educated.
Right.
You know, so.
So
I can't say stress away will guarantee you to be more relaxed. I cannot say that. No.
you could say
Unless it's stress away, I cannot say that.
you could say it will support you in your desire to be relaxed. Mm-hmm.
Right. It can support the dopamine production in your brain. That's all I could say. Without getting into
That's a lot.
technical.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's great because you're focusing on what most people want to hear out there. So
Exactly. Because Linda and I want sales. That's the bottom line, you know. We give the people what we want. I mean, we give the people what they want. Excuse me. We give the people what they want.
So my question for you is, what made you come on this call, Ben?
I'm always interested in essential oils.
Okay.
And I'm very busy, and you know it's hard, but I try to listen as much as I can.
Yeah.
And but it's good. It's good that you're with Young Living. So many people try to do this through another company, and there are a lot of companies out there that are springing up, but they're not going to last long. Young Living has been around for well over 30 years. A lot of these companies have been around, and they come and go. They're like a bad storm. They come and go.
I'm going to share with you. Can you see it? This. I don't know if you could see it right now. Can you see the quality of essential oils article?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is an
Yeah,
excellent.
I can see.
Yeah, this is an excellent article that speaks to everything that Ben was just saying. And it's written by a woman who's an herbalist in addition to being a student of aromatherapy. And she talks about how even if you're more familiar with the actual plants that essential oils come from, you'll be much more open to their effects. Or which oil you should choose, and that has to do with the memories and the awareness of a plant. Let's say something like you could take lavender or any of them, chamomile, because it grows kind of pretty abundantly, and she's pointing out here a lot of things about how to really get to know the oils yourself. She breaks down therapeutic grade and how people have overused it, and she tracks how it's been used, how it was set up by one company, and now everyone uses it. Then she talks about how certified pure therapeutic grade is used by doTERRA, and it's just a trademark that they have, but there really is no U.S. FDA approved concept called certified pure therapeutic grade. And then she talks about the International Organization for Standardization and other organizations that, like AFNOR, which is the French organization for standardization. And then the GRAS, which is the FDA, generally regarded as safe. And her number one piece that she began with at the beginning was, we as consumers of essential oils really can help ourselves by knowing the foods and the, in other words, the fruits and the trees and every green item that the oils come from. In other words, cedar. If we use cedar chips in our house to preserve our clothing, if we use wintergreen or peppermint tea anyway, if we were doing some things anyway, that helps us have a much more in-depth alignment in terms of our understanding and our access to what's available with the oils, because the oils have the frequency. And here she discusses genuine and authentic and the differences between these two words, and how, you know, these words weren't even applied to oils at one time. She says, to my knowledge, Kurt Schnaubelt was the first to use the term genuine and authentic in relation to essential oils. According to Schnaubelt in 2004, a genuine essential oil means it is completely unaltered, and an authentic essential oil means it is from a specified plant only, which brings us to plant-derived. Essential oils used in aromatherapy should all be extracted from a specified plant species, Lavandula angustifolia versus Lavandula ex intermedia. That latter one is a hybrid. So it's a really excellent article, and I was going to let everyone have a copy of this article. I was going to send it to you via email so that you have it for your own, files. So the bottom line she also has on here is there are ways for you to increase your sense of smell and strengthen it, and to be on top of how the oils can affect you and what you need to do to learn them. So she says the first thing is strengthen your sense of smell. The second is strengthen your relationship with aromatic plants. The third is compare and contrast essential oils in the marketplace and get to know them. Let's see if she has any more. No, that's it. And so I was going to make sure that each of you got a copy of this. She's the author of something called Aromatherapy for Body Workers. And it's devoted to integration of aromatherapy with body work and massage therapy. So Val, maybe your son might be interested in that. So I'm glad to share that with you. The quality of essential oils. Okay, so that's a gift for everyone. All right. Any questions about that?
No.
Okay. All right, great. So I wanted to share a little bit about how I can help folks. This is what I intended to do. And, not knowing who would be in the call, but, we need to, I think, stay in touch with one another. And so I hope, Ben, that I can look up the information that you registered with. You probably went through the process of registering and everything. And so maybe I have your email already. You said you got here. Yeah.
You do.
Okay. So Valerie and Frank are on my team anyway. And, I'm happy to participate in different, this is the back of my card, in different activities that you guys may have. This talks about how I'm available for personal and group sessions, lectures, and workshops. And that's my latest book. And that's called 9 Principles for Loving Living. And I wanted to talk about my coaching services. And this is the front of that card. It's called the HealMobile. And, the HealMobile coaching sessions I provide. I do Reiki for people. I do the Aroma Freedom Technique with the essential oils as well as the raindrop. And I also do tapping. Is it shown backwards or can you see it straight?
No, you can see it straight.
Okay. I don't know, because I did that on something else and the people said that stuff was backwards. I'm like, Mike. So I'm happy that you all came on the call. And if there's nothing more, we can wind down. Did someone just join us? I don't see them yet. Let's see. Sakia. We're winding down, my dear.
Sorry about that.
No problem. It's just the way it was today.
Tell me about it.
I can't see you at all.
That's okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. Fixing the mouth kind of thing. Anyway, I wanted to offer a special coaching program that allows myself to bond with you and use all the techniques that I have. The Reiki, the aroma freedom technique, the emotional freedom technique, which is the tapping, and the foot detox. If it's about your personal physical health and getting a jump start in that arena, the foot detox. So that is something I wanted to share. If anyone is interested in that, I have a little bit of an offer that, since all of you except Ben are on my team, and Ben is really, he's he's like a cousin in Young Living. It's like we're all here for the same purpose, but I'm just reiterating that I'm here to help us grow. And I'm going to continue to have these monthly sessions, as well as tomorrow night on every Wednesday we have team sessions. The HealMobile team meets. So we'll continue to do that. And we'll continue to do more education. And I'm glad that you, Ben, very much put the focus on what it is people, the general public is looking for. I know what I bring. And we all have something very special. And I just hate to see us ignore and not deal with some of the stuff that's out here, when these oils, I think, can help us deal with that too, if we would be so inclined to look at it that way. And I'm still looking for how that best can happen and come across to people. And maybe it's not this venue. Maybe it's another venue. Maybe it's another way of doing it, to have people use the oils and also have an intention around what they like to see in the world and for themselves. And use the oils to go there, use the oils to really just go there in the collective. Okay. So I thank you for coming, Ben, very much. And Frank.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you so much. You've really added new information, and I appreciate you. And your partner's name again?
Yeah, I will.
No, I said, what's your partner? I can't hear you.
What?
What is your partner's name again?
Linda Schwartz.
Linda Schwartz. Okay. I look forward.
Linda Schwartz.
Oh, okay. Linda Schwartz. Okay, got it. Look forward to interacting with you again. Definitely.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yes, you're welcome. So I'm going to stop recording at this time, unless someone has something else. Valerie, do you have something else? Frank, do you have something else?
Do we have a ginger oil?
Yes, we do have ginger oil.
We do? Because I was reading that if you don't have a sauna, you can do a ginger bath.
What? What's that about?
Yes, that you will start sweating right after taking the bath. I mean, really sweating.
How many drops of oil? Or did they say put it in?
Well, it didn't say the oil, but it said if you use the ginger powder or the ginger root. I was just wondering, could the oil probably would work the same way in the water?
Huh. Interesting.
I was just wondering. I just read that today. So for people who do not have a sauna, you can get that sweating going on with using the ginger, like a half a cup of ginger cut up, or ginger powder, brown ginger.
Yes.
They didn't say anything about the oil, but I just thought to ask if maybe the oil might work like that as well. What do you think?
It sounds like it would be kind of hot. Sounds like it would have to, for one thing, the ginger in the fruit, in the actual tuber,
that is.
Has to be boiled for it to release itself, right? Has to be boiled.
Well, they said just to put it in the tub.
Yeah, I guess if it's very, very hot, and then you got to let it cool down, then get in it. Wow.
I don't know. It didn't say that.
Okay.
It just said that after taking the bath, you would just, get ready to soak up all this sweat with a robe or plenty of towels because you're gonna be sweating like nobody's business.
I see. I see.
Yeah,
All right.
that was the information. And I would like to invite my friend Mike, I guess Wednesday, if he's available. He's doing the Young Living, not on this team, but I think he would enjoy the meeting. Would that be okay?
I think so, of course. Why not?
Okay. He just started. I don't think he's really doing anything, just personal use right now.
Okay.
But he's going to school for alternative medicine.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
What about that
Friday,